Now this is the bow I was working on before I refurbished the porch. It's got this lovely weird kink at this end. I tried to match it slightly at this end. There was some deflex. I think I heated in some reflex. But I took out the deflex. It's got a bit of sideways S-shaped waggle this way, which I've had to, fight to sort out. Overall, there's been a lot of messing around, heat treatment and what have you. So I'm just having a little review, see where I am. The problem is this really throws your eye and makes it just makes it look weird, doesn't it? Notionally, this was going to be the upper limb, but that might change. And notionally it was going to be about £50 draw weight. But there again, because I was making it for a guy, I had my lovely character bow and that exploded because it was marginal wood, and I was going to make 2 replacements and give him the choice, but he chose the other one. So this is effectively a spare bow that's nominally £50 draw weight. You see, it just throws your eye, doesn't it, that crooked right limb. It's hard to see where it's moving or not moving. It does, I don't know, it looks a bit stiff here to me. It might look better up the other way. Perhaps I'll take it to 50. But in that last video it sort of showed that how you've got to be looking for the errors before they actually, become too bad. In the case of that last bow, look at the errors before it actually explodes. So the more I draw it, actually, the better it looks. But I think perhaps I'll make that. That left limb looks lovely now. Yeah. I have to ease the right off here, and I might have to do something here, but I've got no idea what. Yeah. Anyway, it's just getting myself back in the saddle really to see where I haven't taken it quite to 50 because it was starting to look uneven, but that limb's looking nice. I might. Yeah. Let's just flip it on the tiller and see how it looks. Yeah, I'll take it to 50 now. So you're on 50 at 24, we're about ready for... I know, I just think that looks a bit nicer. I think I'll have it up that way, make that the lower limb. Theoretically, the lower limb's under more strain because it's fractionally shorter, but on an English longbow there's not a lot in it, and this is just hearsay. What I've seen and observed is, I don't know if it's significant at all, but most bows I've seen break in the upper limb. So, although the lower limb's more stressed in theory, who knows? Let me know your observations. Anyway, I've taken it to 50 now. What was it, 50 at about? Can't remember. Anyway, I think it is ready for horn knocks. Alright, before doing the horn knocks, I'm just going to check the string line again. And with this bow, you can see it's got a fair amount of sort of sideways wiggle and waggle. And if we look at it like this, you can see it's trying to bend a bit like a letter C, exaggerated like that. But I don't know if that's showing up very well. It's just got a hint of that. So what I'll do is I'll force the string over at this side. You can see my original pencil line. If I force the string over to my left, we'll have another look at it. So So you can see I'll push the string across to that left hand side a bit, and we look at it now, and I don't know if you think that looks a bit better. I think it looks a little better. There's still some curve there, but basically it means I want to get the horn knot lined up further to the left than that pencil mark. I'll make a new pencil mark and I'll make that the centre. You know, there's so many different ways. I could just shape the bow, take some off here where it's bulging out, and that will help. But often just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. There's no point. If you're doing something, you might as well do it in the manner which will improve any errors that you've got. If you keep minimising the error, eventually it will disappear, rather than building a bow with a big problem, then trying to fix the problem. Don't know if that makes sense. Just for the record, I'll be moving that centre point, the tip of the bow across by, it's about 5mm or 3/16 in old money. Right, a few minutes with a rasp and we've got that ready to put the horn knock on, but I'll just show you how it closely resembles the drill bit that I used to drill out the horn. There's the horn. You'll also see how it doesn't look like it's just been done with a pencil sharpener. And where I'd offset it towards me, you'll see we've got a bit of a bulge here now, but that can be blended in. The thing that really drives me around the twist is people do a sharp conical taper over about that distance, as if it's been done with a pencil sharpener, and then they make no attempt to blend it back into the tip of the bow. This will blend back to about here, but I'll get the horn knock on first, just give you an idea how it fits. If I just push it on, give it a little twist, it's quite hard to pull off, so it's a good snug fit. And if you push it on and rotate it back and forth, you can see if there's any wear marks where it's pushing up the wood. Anyway, I'll get them done and we'll get it on the tiller. Just a little word about where you put a string groove on a horn knock. That shows where the hole up inside the knock is. So you want the groove to be actually bearing on where there would be wood. So you see I've started it there. Often I'll see horn knocks with a groove right down here, which is fine because it's bearing on the wood, but it's just asking to shear off this tiny bit of horn that's left here. Or they're at an angle, such an angle that they're just going to pop off a little bit here. So think about it. Just hold your drill up against the horn and that will give you an idea. You want to be bearing on the wood, and that's the other reason why it's important to have a good fit. I've seen horn knocks that were fitted like that with the string right out here and a big gap inside the horn, some hideous things. Anyhow, there you go. Right, I've got the horn knocks on. They're only roughed out, and it's a slightly weird looking beast. And there's a bit of a dark patch there where it's been heat treated, which makes it look like there's a kink. Let's have a look. That's not looking too bad, is it? There's 50. Just over 50 at 24. I've cranked it up to full brace height. Taking a few strokes of the rasp off here, because it was a bit stiff, because I got interrupted doing the last video. Although there's a hint of reflex there anyway, so I didn't want to go mad. And we'll give it another pull, see where we get into. So I think that's looking quite pretty now. And that kink on the lower limb does make you nervy. The upper limb's bending nicely. It's funny how it lines up exactly with the marks on the wall. 24 inches, 25. Just put the old telltale back. I think it's looking quite sweet. There you are, a good 26 inches at nearly £60. I'll review that, then it's a matter of tarting up the back of the bow, cleaning it up generally. I don't know if that shows up that sort of S-shaped bend I was talking about. Yeah, it's sort of here, and I can narrow that a bit. I can do a bit of fiddling and fettling. Tidy up the sapwood. You can see I've blended that in smoother, so you haven't got that, but where I moved the knock across, you've no longer got an uneven bulge. I've blended that tip quite nicely. It's slightly over braced, so I can take that down a bit. It's taken a bit of set, but with all the wiggles and waggles, because of course you put it on the ground and that point hits the ground. Yeah, if I rest it on the ground I can get 2 fingers under there, which I reckon's okay. What I reckon as a rule of thumb is, if you have it lying with the tips on the ground, if you can get one finger under there, that's good. Or no fingers, even better. 2 fingers is fine. 3 fingers is getting excessive. But yeah, we're looking quite good now.